The International Network of Algerian Scientists, (INAS), is a nonprofit organization founded in 2016 by Algerian academics and professionals residing in the USA. The motivation is to pay back the homeland and help elevate the level of education in Algeria. INAS's mission is to network Algerian competencies worldwide with counterparts in Algeria. Among its activities, INAS has organized a significant conference that took place outside of Washington, D.C., USA in 2019. The conferees identified several need areas in Algeria and agreed to work on 10 different projects covering areas ranging from education, healthcare, to agriculture and ecotourism, to name a few. The work is ongoing and progressing. INAS is adopting the most contemporary and proven scientific methods to address these issues. INAS's humble beginnings included a few members. Today, it accounts for hundreds of able Algerians from the world over. Their goal is to participate in the rebuilding process of our new Algeria. These able and proud Algerians combine diversity and expertise with benevolence to set a path for a bright future in Algeria. INAS uses a top technology platform to allow members to collaborate and exchange knowledge. As an organization, INAS has different departments that ensure professional support to all its members, projects, and events. We welcome all Algerian competencies worldwide to join us in our noble mission. Algeria is bigger than all of us. Let's stand up and be counted today.
Ustad Kamal, we are live.
Ustad Kamal, you are muted.
Everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for being here today for the launch of the Algerian Online Writing Lab. I am Kamal Belmihoub from Baruch University at the City University of New York, and I have been coordinating the Algerian Online Writing Lab. And today we'll begin the webinar with Ustad Sghair, who will introduce INAS and the webinar, and we'll have a plan for what we will be talking about today. And Ustad Sghair, whenever you're ready.
Yes, shukran, Ustad Kamal. And thank you, everyone. Ustad Hisham, can you go to the next slide? Yes, can you please go? Next slide, please, the previous one. Welcome and introduction. Yeah, this one, shukran. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ustad Kamal, for the introductory words. A brief overview of what INAS is. My name, again, is Mohammed Saghir. I have been a research scientist for about 32 years R&D here in the US, and we founded INAS. I am a founding member of the board of INAS. It is a non-profit organization. Our goal is to facilitate access to educational and professional development. We empower students, researchers, through a global network of scientists, academics, and professionals. And all of this is based on a volunteer basis, and everyone is here to share their know-how and expertise. Obviously, in order to do this, it has to be an open process, encouraging ideas. Any member can submit a proposal, project. We develop and help people to develop their project leadership skills in various academic disciplines. We also help identify research topics for thesis, for example. And as was mentioned in the video, INAS is really based on best-in-class tools, technology tools to enable us to accomplish this work. We enable knowledge sharing from world-renowned experts, each in their fields. And obviously, one goal is to support academic publishing emanating from Algeria, and this is precisely the goal of the present team. So the Algerian Online Writing Lab aims at helping Algerian students, professors, researchers, wherever you may be, whether in academia or research centers. We are here to help you enhance your academic writing capabilities and also assist you in publishing your work in scientific forums, whether it is a conference that you are preparing for, a scientific journal that you want to publish in. We are here to help you get your manuscript to where it needs to be accepted. And so this is really a task that is monumental. I believe it has a huge long-term impact, and this team is here to help, in addition to each in their respective expertise, whether English writing, language expertise, or publishing history. We are here as a team to help you. So we really invite you to submit your manuscript. This team will do everything and is committed to help you. And of course, INAS, in its part, also is fully committed to supporting this effort and grow it, because we believe this is, again, an important initiative. So lastly, thank you, Ustad Belmihoub, for your leadership in pulling this effort together. And thanks to each member of the team for giving your time to help our compatriots and, at the end, help the scientific community in our country. So thank you all, وشكرا جزيلا لكل واحد منكم. So what you will see, if I may continue, Ustad Hisham, this is the outline of today's webinar. Various speakers will be addressing these topics. So starting from the challenge, English as a foreign language, specifically in Algeria. Academic publishing in English in Algeria, what are the realities and the barriers that face potential people who want to publish in English? Something about strategies and solutions. Ustad Kamal will go over what is AOWL, and then we'll go through meeting the team, how this team works, step by step, from requesting a consultation to the end of process, that is getting your manuscript ready for submission. And as I said, this team is committed to quality. We will say more about that. And obviously, confidentiality. Your paper, your manuscript is in good hands. It's not going to get out anywhere between you and the person who is assisting you. We'll provide some statistics to date since this effort started. And again, we ask you to get involved, and then there will be a Q&A session. Thank you.
شكرا أستاذ محمد صغير. Thank you for this insightful introduction. So, in my part, I'm going to talk about the challenges faced by Algerian researchers, specifically those related to the English language. So في هذا الجزء راح نتكلم على أبرز التحديات اللي يواجهوها الباحثين الجزائريين بخصوص النشر العلمي والكتابة الأكاديمية باللغة الإنجليزية. So, as you all know, in the Algerian higher education context, a noticeable shift in the language of instruction is taking place, اللي هو التحول من التدريس باللغة الفرنسية إلى الإنجليزية. And while many scholars were primarily educated in French, they are now expected to publish in English due to both international academic expectations and evolving national language policies. This growing emphasis on English creates pressure for Algerian researchers to adapt quickly. So that's why, we are trying to highlight the most or the common challenges facing researchers, again Algerian researchers. التحدي الأول والأكبر اللي هو it's related to English language proficiency، خاص بإتقان اللغة الإنجليزية. Since English is not widely used in everyday communication, many Algerian researchers struggle to meet the linguistic demands of international journals, even when scholars they have great or strong research ideas. Their ability to express those ideas in clear, coherent academic English is often limited. And this usually leads to poorly structured papers, grammatical errors, and miscommunication of arguments, all of which significantly lower the chances of publication in reputable journals. بمعنى بالنسبة للكثير من الباحثين الجزائريين المشكل ليس في نقص المعرفة أو الفهم، بالعكس يكون عندهم أفكار قوية، ولكن المشكل في كيفية التعبير عليها باللغة الإنجليزية العلمية والمعايير التي تقبلها المجالات الدولية. So that's the first challenge we identified. The second challenge is related to having restricted opportunities for global collaboration. So the English language barrier doesn't only affect writing, it also limits researchers' ability to connect with global scholars. When Algerian researchers are not confident in using English, it becomes harder for them to engage in international conferences or co-author papers with researchers abroad. As a result, many Algerian scholars remain confined within national academic circles. So هنا الفكرة إنه ضعف اللغة الإنجليزية راهو يمنع الباحثين من التواصل مع المجتمع الأكاديمي العالمي، ويخلي المشاركة في المؤتمرات أو الكتابة المشتركة مع باحثين أجانب صعبة. And the final challenge we identified is a lack of international visibility due to local publishing constraints. So again, due to the English language constraints, many Algerian researchers publish in local or regional journals that are often not internationally indexed. And while this provides a more accessible route for publication, it limits the visibility and citation impact and global recognition for Algerian research. وهنا بما أنه النشر يكون غالبا في مجلات محلية بالنسبة للباحثين الجزائريين واللي تكون غير مفهرسة دوليا، هذا this limitation مع الأسف راح تقلل من ظهور البحث الجزائري وتأثيره على المستوى العالمي. So these are the challenges related to English academic writing. Now I give the mic to Farida to continue with the other challenges. Farida, you are muted.
Sorry. Okay, so thank you so much, Rumeisa. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So thank you all for joining us for this first webinar for the AOWL project. So I'm going to add up to what Rumeisa. First of all, I have to introduce myself. My name is Farida Lebel. I'm an associate professor at the Higher National School of Renewable Energies. And in what follows, I will be adding up to what Rumeisa has presented as challenges. And maybe I'm going to narrow them down to speak about the challenges and the reality of academic publishing in Algeria. So like Algeria's broader linguistic landscape, which is shaped by the coexistence of many languages like Berber, we've got also the Algerian Darja, we've got Modern Standard Arabic, we've got French, and recently we have English. So the scholarly publication practices have been marked by these competing realities. So in a way, we can say that academic publishing in Algeria exists at the intersection of the country's intricate linguistic pluralism. And this is marked by the coexistence of primarily French, Arabic, and nowadays English. So French retains dominance in some fields, which is somehow, or which could be considered as a legacy of some inherited educational structures such as the medical sciences and some STEM fields till recently, while Arabic is prioritized in humanities and social sciences, and this reflects the post-independence Arabization policy. Now, these publishing choices often reflect the identity politics, such as the policies of the Arabization of the Algerian University, as well as the Francophonie, which are historical landmarks which we have witnessed since the independence. And the same policy or another policy emerged since 2022, and which is the Englishization of the Algerian University. It emerged and many efforts followed to publish in English, so mainly for global visibility, more importantly, and this created another scholarly linguistic reality. Next slide, please. Moving on now to the description of the overall publication situation in Algeria. Now, although publication in Algerian universities is a requirement, many Algerian researchers prefer publishing in local journals, Algerian journals, and these are less likely to publish in journals with high impact factors, something which, this leads to that the work receives fewer citations and reflects slower international visibility. It should be noted that of the 359 Algerian scientific journals which are listed by the National Council of Scientific Research and Technology, that DGRS-DT, only 7, which constitutes 1.95%, are indexed in the directory of open access journal. Now, in addition to that, many journals lack the online presence, are only published on paper, further limiting the international accessibility and the visibility of Algerian researchers. Another important remark to make here is that, of course, as far as the publication situation in Algeria is concerned, there was a study which was published in 2022 and which indicated that the dominant languages in Algerian academic publishing vary according to the level of study. So that was a comparison between graduation and post-graduation levels, meaning that bibliographies of master's thesis are French dominated with around 63.3%, while PhD theses show a shift towards English, 72.5% of citations in English, which is a very important thing to take into account while describing the publication situation of Algeria. Next slide, please. I'm going now to move to the challenges and the barriers which face Algerian researchers in international publications. So first of all, there's a lack of adequate faculty and researchers training in academic English writing skills. So we know now that nowadays with the new policies of shifting the university from French and Arabic towards English, many instructors, they are proficient, or they are maybe proficient in general English, and they have received training in general English, but they are not proficient enough to teach or mentor students effectively in English. So this limits the quality of academic output. Also, Algerian universities often lack robust language support programs and resources to help researchers improve their English academic writing and publishing skills. And this, I would like to highlight something. It was already highlighted by Rumeysa. We are not speaking about the ideas or maybe the novelty in their research, but we are speaking about the academic writing skills. Okay. Yes. The second barrier is the lack of strong publishing culture in Algerian universities. So unlike many institutions worldwide, institutions, Algerian researchers often publish only when required to do so, which means for career advancement and not as part of a continuous research culture. So this is also something that is going to diminish the visibility of research or academic research of Algerian researchers themselves. Number 3, the quality and the visibility of local journals, which is limited. Now, most Algerian journals are not indexed internationally, and they lack the digital accessibility, which restricts their reach and the global recognition of Algerian research. Number 4, I'm going to talk here about some attitudes and the educational factors which somehow hinder the visibility of, or maybe the culture of writing itself. So there are many students and researchers who exhibit mixed attitudes towards the language of instruction. So there is a proficiency in, for example, in Arabic standard, modern standard Arabic, but it's not the preferred language for scientific publication in Algeria, especially in the fields that I have mentioned before, like the technical fields, like the STEM fields, like medical sciences fields, etc. There's also a negative attitude towards French, again, in some fields. And there's a growing preference nowadays with the new generation, with the, let's say, with the spread of English. There's a growing preference for English. Through practical proficiency still lags behind. Sorry, I have just to do this. Number 5, there are some technical resources constraints. So many researchers, Algerian researchers, they lack experience with the editorial and the quality standard requirements of international journals. So there's also a shortage of support from the part of the institutions for improving English writing skills and for navigating the publication process. Number 6, the cultural and identity concerns. So the shift towards English is perceived by some as a threat to the use and the preservation of Arabic and French, which are deeply tied to the Algerian cultural and academic identity. This creates resistance among educators and students, of course, not all of them, but some of them, who fear the marginalization of the local language and cultural heritage. I'm speaking here about both Arabic and French, which are rooted in the Algerian culture and Algerian academic culture as well. Number 7, one of the barriers also which face the Algerian researchers is for practical considerations, meaning that researchers and students, they often choose, for example, French or Arabic, which they excel at, rather than English, because greater familiarity, maybe availability of academic materials, and ease of communication within the local academic community. So again, this is one of the factors which hinder the, let's say, the international publication, which we all know is commonly done in English. Yeah. Thank you. So for this part.
Thank you, Farida, for your presentation. So now we're going to mention some strategies and solutions, that we have proposed to help mitigate the challenges faced by Algerian researchers. The challenges related to English language proficiency, which I previously mentioned, and those related to international publication, highlighted by Dr. Farida. So في هذا هنا قمنا باقتراح بعض الاستراتيجيات التي يمكن أن تساهم في دعم الباحثين الجزائريين في الكتابة الأكاديمية باللغة الإنجليزية وإدماجهم في المجتمع البحثي العالمي. So the first strategy proposed is specialized language support and editorial services. So to address language proficiency issues, there is a growing need for tailored academic English support. This includes writing workshops, discipline-specific language training, and editorial services that go beyond general English language courses. So these programs should focus on helping scholars, Algerian scholars, master academic conventions, structure coherent arguments, and use language that aligns with international publication standards. Second, creating national mentorship networks for researchers. And here we're talking about building structured mentorship systems within Algeria that can foster peer learning and long-term development. Here, experienced researchers who have successfully published in English can mentor early career academics, guiding them through the writing and submission processes. These networks can also help meet journal requirements and reduce feelings of isolation for Algerian researchers. And finally, strategic international partnerships. So forging collaborative relationships with international institutions and scholars can enhance both research quality and visibility. These partnerships can provide co-authorship opportunities, access to wider academic circles, and constructive feedback that align with global publishing norms. They also help researchers become more attuned to the expectations of high-impact journals. So it is important to mention that all of these strategies and solutions reflect the core mission of our Algerian Online Writing Lab. We have national and international scholars who are specialists in English academic writing and who have successfully published in both national and international high-impact journals, and are ready to support researchers, Algerian researchers, in overcoming writing challenges and connecting with the global academic world. So I now hand the mic over to Dr. Kamal, who will talk in detail about the mission of our online writing lab, shedding light on who we are and what we do.
Thank you, Romeisa, for addressing the challenges with language proficiency and English and the strategies for publication and addressing those issues. And thank you, Dr. Lebel, for discussing challenges, publication challenges in Algeria. And thanks, Dr. Sohail, for that overview of the webinar earlier. And so today, next I want to emphasize and discuss more specifically the OWL and the motivation for it and the vision that we have for it, and get into more details about how we can support academic writing and how we can further build this publication culture in Algeria and this academic writing and research culture, and to offer the tools and the support necessary for that for Algerian students and researchers. And so in the next slide here, I want to discuss specifically the beginnings and the initial motivation for the OWL. So in this slide here, you will see these comments from a Facebook group, right? That in which an Algerian Facebook user was seeking help for her thesis, right? As you can see in the first comment. And in the second comment, you could see someone responding and asking the Facebook user to ask their supervisor for help on their thesis. And so I want to start with this specific example to highlight a problem that I have seen a lot in 2021 was when I first, or 2020 was when I first saw this problem a great deal. And this is not an isolated case, right? I see comments like this all the time on Facebook groups by Algerian students seeking help for their writing on how to choose a topic, how to write a literature review, how to write a methodology section, how to organize their writing or publish it, etc. And sometimes I would respond to those comments and try to help, but I wanted to help create an infrastructure that would systematically address this problem. And I thought about how important are writing centers in American universities and in many places around the world. And I thought, especially in the context of the pandemic, where a lot of people were doing things online, I thought an online writing center would be a great way to bring Algerian researchers from all over the world to help address this issue. And in 2021, that's when I gave a webinar for INAS about starting writing centers to address academic writing and publication challenges in Algeria. And that's when this idea of the OWL started. And then we piloted it for a few years on a small scale, where we helped some professors with manuscripts for publication. I worked with a professor in Tlemcen University extensively. And we saw that we could help many professors with their publication efforts. And therefore, INAS was able to support us to expand the lab. And so in the next slide here, I want to talk about the vision support. So if we could move to the next slide, please. And so at its core, of course, the OWL offers one-on-one help, either through audio conferences or video conferences, or through asynchronous written feedback that is shared by email to help a writer improve the text of their writing and help them successfully write a thesis or publish a paper, right? That's the core mission of the OWL. Of course, there are other things that we can do to support building this infrastructure of research and writing in Algeria and address some of these challenges we have been discussing. And so first, we want to support students and researchers with thesis writing, publication, and course assignments. So anyone who is writing a thesis, who is trying to publish, who is writing an assignment for a class, can come to the OWL, meet with a consultant, and get help on anything from choosing a topic to finding sources, to selecting a journal, to understanding course assignments or understanding publication or journal guidelines. We can help through the entire process from the beginning until publication and or until you submit your assignment. And we also want to offer help to professors and professional development workshops and course design for writing intensive courses. So if you are a professor who wants to revise your written expression class to teach writing and research better, or you want to create an ESP class or an EMI class to improve your teaching and improve your language teaching and course design, we're here to help with that as well, because it also helps students and professors improve their academic writing. And we also support strategic national and local initiatives, such as English medium instruction. For example, the professor I worked with in the beginning of the OWL from Tlemcen University, she went on and launched a academic writing support center in a physical location at Tlemcen University, and they are doing really well. They're getting a lot of requests for support. And initially, we faced several challenges in starting that center, and with sufficient persistence and strategies and support, it finally opened and is doing really well now. And so we hope to see more writing centers in different Algerian universities in physical locations. And at the OWL, we are happy to meet with you to discuss strategies and how to overcome challenges and being able to do that. As we will have another webinar a week from now with INAS, as you will see, We also help redesign courses that are centered on writing that can help students improve their academic writing and research. And so you will see an example of that as well. So we want to build an infrastructure for language and writing research, teaching, and administration of writing and language-intensive courses and programs. And so we can help with anything from support with papers and feedback to course design, to workshops, to starting other writing centers, anything that helps improve publication and writing and academic writing. And we also offer one-on-one sustained support and mentoring for publication and for, like I said, course design, program design that has to do with writing and publication, academic writing skills. And so we don't just write comments about language, right? We want to offer mentoring and to offer you all the help you need to succeed in becoming a strong academic writer and researcher. Next slide. And so this is, just to give you kind of a more specific formatting for the kinds of sessions we support, we offer. We can meet with you live, either video or audio, to go over for an hour your paper or your course design questions or your program development questions, or we can offer feedback on a proposal or on a paper, on a manuscript, in a document that we share with you by email, and then when you can look at that feedback and make revisions and improvements. And we, of course, offer, like I said earlier, more than just revising grammar, right? We offer support on how to prepare your paper for a specific journal, how to pick a journal, how to pick a topic, how to find sources, and how to design your course centered on writing, how to design a writing center, and so a lot of other aspects as well. Next.
Usama, you're mute.
Thank you, Dr. Kamal. Can you hear me well? So
Yes, we do. Yeah.
I'm very pleased to take a few minutes to introduce you to the team of the OWL and explain to you what we do and how we can support you as Algerian academics. So let me start with Dr. Kamal Belmihoub, who is actually the project leader and is the key figure behind the OWL. And Dr. Kamal Belmihoub is a faculty member at Baruch College in the City University of New York. And of course, he brings a lot of experience and expertise to the team, a source of inspiration. Moving to the next slide, actually, to prepare the OWL consultants to become actual consultants, Dr. Belmihoub provided us with some comprehensive training, and this training program took about 2 months, and it was very intense. It covered actually the theory behind online writing labs and also how they actually operate and how we can also provide feedback and help our writers in Algeria write better. So this training was very helpful to our team. Next slide. I just would like to introduce very briefly the OWL consultants team. So what I personally like about the team of the OWL is that it's a diverse team, and it actually there are people from different parts of the country, Algeria. So we have Dr. Mohammed Sagher. He's a retired principal research scientist, formerly with the Dow Chemical Company, USA. Dr. Farida Lebal is currently an associate professor at the Higher National School of Renewable Energies, Betna University. Dr. Nashwa Kalkula is an assistant professor at the English Department of State University. Abdel Bassat Dou is a PhD student at the University of Mustaghanam. We have Selma Zawi as a freelance academic writing specialist. Rima Saidani is a PhD candidate from the University of Laghwat. Mohammed Al-Arbi Boumidouna, who is also a PhD candidate at the University of Limerick, Ireland. Zainab Shabab is an MA graduate from the University of Mustaghanam. Mohammed Amir is also an MA graduate from Saida University. Romeisa Nashed is a PhD candidate at the University of Tlemcen. And Usama Boukhachal is a teacher at the University of Dia. And of course, the OWL consultants cannot really work well without the support of and the help of the support team. So moving to the next slide, I will introduce you very briefly to the support team. So we have Dr. Usama Msaadi, is our INAS Executive Director. Dr. Sana bin Hammoush, she's the leading communication specialist. Hisham Zawi is our marketing manager. Dr. Abdel Bassat Said is our Vice Executive Director. And for IT, we have Hamza Debagh and Zakaria Ben Ojit. And for the secretary, we have Bilal Baja and Yasmin Kashal. So thank you all for your support. And Mohammed Amr, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Osama, for introducing the team member, the training, and the OWL support team. I am Mohammed Amr, a master student from Saida. Now I will present the OWL achievements and statistics. So لا يمكننا أن نتحدث على الإنجازات التي حققها المشروع كتابة مشروع دعم الكتابة عن بعد إلا عن طريق تطرق للإحصائيات. So the OWL has successfully conducted 29 consultations across various disciplines and academic fields. What makes this initiative unique is its diverse audience. We have worked with PhD candidates, graduates, postgraduates, and even professionals. Our consultations are not limited to one approach. We have delivered support through synchronous sessions, asynchronous feedback, and sometimes both, depending on the needs of the writer and sometimes the consultation requirements. Additionally, the writing samples we have reviewed have come from a wide range of journals and research areas, demonstrating the flexibility and scope of the OWL support. Moving on to the next slide. So I will be presenting the types of consultation we have conducted so far, and also the profiles of the consultees. So we have conducted 10 synchronous consultations. These are live, real-time discussions with writer, and offered 17 asynchronous consultations where feedback is provided in writing and returned later. هذا يعني أننا قدمنا 10 استشارات تزامنيا و17 استشارات غير متزامنة، وذلك عن طريق الإيميلز والتعليقات. Now let's take a look at the profile of the writers we have supported through OWL so far. So we have worked with 7 graduate students and 12 postgraduate learners, which represents the largest group. We have also supported 6 PhD candidates, showing the relevance of our consultations even at advanced research levels. And finally, we have worked with 3 researchers, which they have also our assistants, which speaks to the interdisciplinary and professional appeal of AOWL. This diversity in academic level shows how AOWL meets a wide range of writing needs, from a research proposal to professional publications. Now let's moving on to the achievements per years. So we have in 2022 we have conducted 9 consultations. In 2023 there were 7. In 2024 we recorded 3 consultations so far, and interestingly, in 2025 we have already had 8 consultations, even though the official launch of AOWL is set for February 2025. This shows not only growing interest, but also the trust our academic community is placing in AOWL services, even before its formal inauguration. So thank you very much. I will let the floor to Dr. Usama to continue.
I will just add real quick, if I may, just about to contextualize the statistics. These numbers are from our pilot phase, right? They reflect our work of trying to find our strengths and weaknesses and revising and improving things. We have only today is the official launch of the AOWL, and moving forward, we hope to do more marketing, more intensively, and outreach to universities and students across the country, and hopefully be able to offer a great deal more support moving forward.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Kamal. So now I'd like to just go through some of the things we can do at the AOWL. So first one, we actually offer free expert support. And this support is from professionals who have been trained and are also specialized in academic writing and research. We can also, our feedback is flexible, and that means that we can either provide synchronous, real-time, or asynchronous feedback. So you can, so the writer or the one who is trying to book a session with us can actually choose the option that work best for them and for their schedule. We also try to help with research and writing skills development. So as Dr. Kamal emphasized earlier, our main goal is to help you improve your skills in both research and writing. We're not just trying to edit your paper, but rather we try to support you and support you as a writer, as a researcher as well. Last but not least, we also try to provide access to a wide range of academic writing resources that can help you at every stage of your writing process. So we can either find existing relevant resources for you, and we are also trying to work on our own resources, the resources of the AOWL that can be only addressed to Algerian researchers writing in English. So in brief, I'd like to say that at AOWL, our mission is very simple. We're here to help you improve your academic writing skills and research skills, whether you're just getting started or maybe looking for an expert guidance. We want to support you and help you to become more confident user of the language, more independent, and hopefully publish your paper and reach your goals. The floor is yours, Sana. Thank you.
We can hear you, Sana. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. فأنا اسمي سنا بن حموش، مسؤولة التواصل لدى شبكة إيناس. راح نشرح لكم طريقة إرسال المقال. فإذا كنت باحث أو طالب دكتوراه أو طالب ماستر أيا كان، وعندك مقال أو نص باللغة الإنجليزية ومحتاج الإرشاد، تحتاج إلى تصحيح أو توجيه فيما يخص النشر، فيمكن أنك تدخل إلى موقع إيناس الموضح في الشاشة inasnetwork.org/academic writing. You will find a form that you will have to fill out. So you should upload your manuscript in Word format. You should upload one file in Word format, describe the project or assignment type, the goals, and if there are any requirements behind your manuscript, maybe the author's guideline of a certain journal, and specify the type of consultation, whether it is synchronous or asynchronous. Synchronous معناها راح تطلب استشارة مباشرة عبر الإنترنت، يكون في تواصل مباشر مع المصحح أو الأستاذ المراجع. السynchronous معناها offline consultation، معناها الفيدباك راح يكون مكتوب عبر الإيميل. فبعد ما تملأ كل المعلومات you click submit, and once we receive your manuscript you will get an acknowledgement email confirming that it's been successfully submitted. راح يوصلك إيميل من عندنا أنه وصلنا المقال تاعك ولا النص تاعك. After a couple of days you will be contacted by your assigned consultant. If you chose an asynchronous consultation, you will receive written feedback by email. But if you select a synchronous consultation, you will receive an email with the details of your scheduled online meeting. إذا كان الطلب تاعك مراجعة مكتوبة، راح توصلك المراجعة في ملف وورد يعني أونلاين، يعني مثل ما نشوفوا في هذه الصور. إذا كان طلب تاعك أونلاين، فراح ننظمه معك، نسقه معك باش يكون هناك لقاء مباشر مع الأستاذ المصحح. فمثل ما هنا نشوفوا الصور، هذه صور يعني استشارات حقيقية تمت خلال هذه السنة مع واحد من الconsultants. It is online using Microsoft Teams, and then you will have the chance to correct your manuscript, and يعني the consultant will give you the feedback and the guidance that you asked for. Then there's a follow-up phase after that. يعني بعد ما تكمل الاستشارة الأولى الconsultant راح يتابعك، ولازم يعني تصحح وتحسن المانuscript تاعك وتعاود ترسله مرة أخرى. You should revise your manuscript and resubmit it for additional feedback, and don't hesitate to keep in touch with your consultant because the program allows you up even to 5 consultation or whatever يعني you need, so you can make the most of the support provided. يعني ما يكونش عندك يعني مشكل أنه تعاود تراسل الكونسلتنت، هو موجود باش يساعدك إلى حين نشر المقال تاعك. Finally, once your consultations are complete, we'd love to hear from you. So we will ask you to fill out a feedback form and tell us about your experience, because your input helps us to improve and grow our project. يعني راح نكونوا سعداء بأنك تملأ استمارة الفيدباك، تعطينا رأيك في المشروع، في الخدمة اللي تقدمت لك، وإذا فيه أي ملاحظات أو اقتراحات ممكن أنك تكتبها باش إحنا يعني نقراوها ونحسنوا من المشروع. شكرا. Thank you, and we look forward to supporting your academic writing journey through the AOWL. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. I'll just if I may, I'll just add real quick a quick follow-up regarding the slide here with the consultations. Thank you, Dr. Sana, by the way. And regarding the 5 consultations, I just want to add that we would love to do more than 5 consultations with you if that's what you need, right? We ask that you schedule initially up to 5 consultations because we want to be able to work with you on identifying your needs and how to best support you, right? And that takes more than just 1 consultation, right? If we, the work may require us to do some research, for example, finding out which journal is best for you to target for your work, right? Which what are the requirements of that journal, right? Because our feedback depends on what that journal requires. And so to be able to achieve that, we encourage you to schedule at least 5 consultations in the beginning to work with you, to give you really meaningful feedback that can be really helpful. We can, of course, give feedback in 1 consultation. That's fine, but in our experience, we need more than 1 consultation to be able to offer substantive, impactful, and meaningful support. So we encourage you to request more than 1 consultation in the beginning. And then, of course, depending on what you need, we're happy to meet with you 10, 15 times, as many as you need to get to that goal. Of course, assuming that we're making sufficient progress. And as we will see in a moment as well, there is a reward associated with scheduling 5 consultations with us at least as an encouragement to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really the point, Dr. Kamal. Thank you. Thanks to Dr. Sana, and thanks to all the esteemed speakers. This is Abdul Basit, an early career researcher and a consultant at the AOWL. بعد ما يكون جميع المستمعين إن شاء الله أخذوا صورة واضحة على خدمات AOWL, البيربس الفيجن تاع هذا AOWL. So it is necessary now to discuss one of the crucial points, which is the confidentiality and the quality. أكيد مما لا شك فيه أن ضمان الجودة وضمان خصوصية ما يكتبه المؤلف طبعا لما يذهب إلى أي مؤسسة أو إلى أي مجلة أو إلى أي صاحب خدمة مثل الخدمات التي توفرها أو تقدمها الآول، هي ضمان الجودة والخصوصية. So I am going to address here the authors or researchers who are submitting their works to AOWL. So first, in terms of confidentiality, we understand that the research, writing, or the ideas that you share with AOWL are often sensitive or personal or part of a larger project you are still developing. You can be absolutely assured that your work is safe and secure with us, and we operate under strict confidentiality protocols, meaning that your data, your drafts, and discussions with our consultants remain private and protected. So at the security level, security is upheld by who handles your work. Every piece is handled by qualified ethical experts. The team consists of experienced English language specialists, individuals who not only have linguistic skills, but also a deep understanding of academic standards of publication, and critically, a strong commitment to professional ethics. They are here to support you while respecting the integrity and ownership of your work. And when we talk about the quality assurance, we don't just say we provide quality, we demonstrate it. We ensure a transparent process and guarantee our quality standards. We provide signed documentation throughout the process or the service. This could be a signed report detailing the editing changes made, a summary of the consultation on structure, or confirmation that your references meet specific journals requirements, etc. These signed papers serve as a tangible or concrete record of the service provided, showing the process or the progress and the quality standards that we uphold in every interaction with your writing. So when you choose the OWL, you are not just getting language support, you are getting a partner committed to safeguarding your work, applying expert knowledge ethically, and providing clear, documented assurance of the quality that you will receive. Yes, then, of course, the process of the consultation may take a long period of submitting new versions of your manuscript, or revisions, or feedback from the consultants. And throughout this process, you are encouraged, of course, by the OWL prize. So that this prize is, of course, after finishing the process of consultation, after the follow-up of the consultation, and by elevating your work, you are earning a reward, a recognition from the OWL. At the end, Dr. Kamal will explain more about this. A call to every Algerian researcher, reviewer, or institution to get involved. We have talked about the incredible journey of OWL and the commitment to quality and the achievement we already celebrated. So it's time to talk about you, the researchers, the viewers, or those who are watching us, or are maybe having some questions in mind about the OWL. So to the brilliant Algerian researchers facing the demanding landscape of academic publishing, those who are tired of the persistent writing blocks, those who are dreaming of seeing their groundbreaking research truly shining. So we hope that OWL is your dedicated partner, because we are offering more than just feedback. We offer transformational experience, equipping you with the skills and confidence to craft compelling, publishable manuscript. A call for reviewers also, those who are professional researchers, maybe in any field of research, those guardians of the academic quality, if they are looking to refine their critical eye, or to sharpen their insight, or to contribute even more effectively to the scholarly discourse, they can join the OWL family. The OWL offers opportunities to collaborate, to learn from diverse perspectives, and to elevate the reviewing prowess. And the expertise, of course, of reviewers is invaluable, and with OWL it can have an even greater impact. And also with institutions, universities, research centers, or laboratories, or academic organizations, how can they empower their faculty, or their researchers, or their team by achieving the fullest potential? Maybe by partnering with the services of OWL, which again offers bespoke training programs, maybe dedicated writing workshops in the future, and ongoing support that integrates seamlessly with your institutional goals. So we call them to invest in their researchers' success and watch their institution's global standing soar, inshallah. And finally, yes, as a call to the authors and the Algerian researchers to submit their work, whether you are a researcher, again, a reviewer, or an institution ready to foster excellence. So we are actively accepting submissions for our writing support services. You can visit our website, and you can see the website on the screen. Reach out to the team and let the OWL be the catalyst for your next academic achievement. Thank you again, and the floor is given to Dr. Kamal again for the Q&A session.
Before we open it up for questions and answers, I just wanted to follow up on the prize with a few more details. The prize is supported by INAS, thanks to the generosity of INAS, and it's a monetary prize for both the consultant and the writer who conduct at least 5 consultations or more, and whose work results in a publication in a reputable journal that is indexed and that is subject to the evaluation of the INAS board. And if the journal is reputable and the publication occurs, both the consultant and the writer receive a monetary prize. We don't know yet the exact amount, but it will be, I think, 2 to 3 million per person. And we have a limited number of prizes, so it's a first come, first serve basis. And so we highly encourage you to take advantage of that opportunity.
We have a question, Dr. Kamal, about accepted manuscripts. Dr. Kamal, can you hear me? Dr. Kamal, you are mute, Dr. Kamal. You are again mute. If you can unmute yourself, please. Dr. Kamal, we can't hear you.
Kamal? He is not hearing us.
Yeah. Maybe Professor Mohammed Zghair can take the question. We cannot hear you, Professor. You are muted. Yes.
Still can't hear you. Ustad Mohammed Saghir, we can't hear you. No, we cannot hear you. Okay. So baby Mohammed, maybe you were in charge of the statistics, although I'm not sure that we do have statistics about the accepted manuscripts after the process. Since we are only at the early stages, we are just getting started. And as Dr. Kamal said before, this is the official launching of the project. So it was just the early stages before. Dr. Kamal, can you hear us? You're back?
Yes, sorry, Dr. Lad. I just realized that the screen is different screen to unmute. So yes, as you said, this is the launch. I personally don't have the statistics from previously, Dr. Kamal, if you have the statistic about accepted manuscript for the previous work that has been happening. Dr. Kamal, if you can unmute yourself.
Do you, can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Now we can, yes.
Yes.
It's showing me that I'm unmuted, so, okay. Okay, great. I'm seeing all of you in the screens instead of the
yeah, so the question, Dr. Kamal,
but yeah, regarding the question about whether we have, the short answer is that we have not tracked that. From the numbers we have shared with you, we don't know how many resulted in publication because we haven't asked the manuscript writers to tell us. They come with us, they get feedback, and they use it. We did get feedback that our comments were helpful from writers, but they didn't tell us whether they published their work or not. And we are changing that now. Now we're tracking writers, and we're tracking whether they published or not. And we are actively designing the process in a way that, such as the prize we're offering, right? This prize is intended to create a close working relationship that is sustained and durable, and will lead to publication, and we would be able to know, thanks to that close working relationship, when the research writer author is able to publish, and we would know the journal in which they publish, etc. Like I said before, what we have done so far is a trial. And one of the things we learned is the importance of tracking where writers publish their work. So we'll be doing that moving forward. I will say, as an example, I'm hearing a background noise from someone. I'm not sure who it is. If you could mute, maybe. Okay, it's gone now, so thank you. I will share a personal experience. As you will see in the next ENAS webinar next weekend, which I encourage you to attend, you will see an example of this close working relationship that I mentioned. My co-author and I will present a chapter that we published that came out last year, a book chapter on which we worked for, actually, it took us a few years from the very beginning until the end. So until it actually came out. So some academic fields, publishing is faster than in others. For us with this particular project, it took us a few years before we got the publication, but that includes brainstorming, reading, research design, and data collection, data analysis, waiting to hear back from the publisher, etc. So, but you will see an example of me working with an Algerian scholar and meeting regularly. We met for a whole year, every 2 weeks, right? So some of this work requires a massive amount of consultations, right? Not just 2 or 3, right? Depending, of course, on where the researcher may be in their journey and depending on the scope of the work, etc., whether data has already been collected or not, etc. And so, we could take anywhere from 5 consultations to, 50 or 100 consultations, right? So for us, we were meeting about once every 2 weeks for a year of talking about different things and overcoming challenges. And that resulted in a really great publication, and we'll be presenting about it in an INAS webinar next weekend. So you get to see an example of this kind of work and these kinds of consultations and how they, how the kind of result and outcome it can lead to.
I would like to add, there's actually another example. It's actually my paper. So as a consultant myself, I also can submit a paper for the consultants to review. And one of my papers got recently accepted and published. And the reason why it was published, because I implemented some of the tips I learned from the consultation sessions with the consultant team. And it really improved. Well, it first helped me with the process of finding the right journal. So I used some of the strategies we discussed in the consultation to help me find the right journal itself. So my paper is also another example to share with you.
أستاذ كمان لا يوجد أسئلة غير ذاك السؤال. We can conclude and we finish with the video.
Do we have other questions?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I may add something. I guess when Dr. Farida was presenting, one of the audience interjected by saying that publication in Algeria is free and is available online and open access. So maybe the point of Farida, which is leveraging the quality of the publication, can help researchers to be motivated and to look for Q2 or Q1 journals, to look for international publishers, and maybe because they are free, and maybe we know the conditions of the publication in Algeria, because the publisher in Algeria is the university, and researchers, maybe teachers, are having more duties. That's why in international journals, the publisher is, or publication is, separated from the pedagogical context. So maybe if Farida can reply briefly to this point.
Yes, exactly. So this is what I meant. I mean, in the part I was presenting, I was making a comparison between publication in Algeria and the publication in high impact journals. because this is what we want for the visibility of Algerian researchers. Because yes, we do all know that publication in Algeria is free. It is available online. We have the platform, the ISGP, but we all know that because we have this categorization, we have the B journals, we have the C journals, which we all know it's not high impact as we wish them to be. So what I meant by speaking about the visibility and the high visibility of Algerian research is to upgrade that and try to, aim at getting published in high impact journals, which we all know are not all the time free and it's not within the reach of everybody. So this is what I meant. So yes, thank you for clarifying that at last.
Well, thank you both. I will just add that, there is a lot of difference between different fields. Some fields, especially in the sciences, a lot of journals ask authors to pay to publish, and that tends to be normal. Not all of them, but some of them do, right? It's not an uncommon practice for a writer to pay to be able to publish there, but not all of them. There are many don't have to pay to publish. And there are also fields like mine in writing studies, applied linguistics. If somebody actually asks you to pay in this field, it tends to be actually a predatory journal, not a good one, right? And so reputable journals in my field don't ask authors to pay. And so a lot of depends on the field. And so it's good, I think, that in Algeria it's free to publish. And I want to emphasize too that as an AOWL, we encourage publication in Algerian journals as well, and we want Algerian journals to thrive and to gain international reputation. And the more we share great science in it, the more we attract researchers from around the world to read Algerian journals, right? And so, this, the AOWL's work is not to replace the great work that Algerian journals do. In fact, we want to support it. But we also need to recognize that there are a lot of great scientists who follow work in other international journals that we also need to be able to participate in. We need to learn the knowledge that's coming out in those international journals. We need to use it in our publications, and we need to contribute to it with our own publications, right? We don't want to isolate ourselves, right, and just publish in our like in local context in Algeria without being aware of the latest work that's being done on those topics internationally. So we want to support both because they have different benefits, right, each.
I would like just to add something on that. I mean, when you spoke about the quality, I mean, I'm not just degrading the quality of Algerian journals, but there's also the problem of requirements. For example, one of the requirements of defending your thesis, PhD thesis, for example, in the social and human sciences, you can have a publication in a C or a B journal. This is the categorization that was adopted by the Algerian Ministry of Higher Education. But for some technical fields, like for example, computer science or electronics or the technical fields, it's an A or A+ journal. And we do not have such journals in the Algerian DGRS-DT, so the platform of the Algerian Ministry. So this is what I meant. You can publish in a C, but it's not going to allow you to have your, the requirements. It doesn't fulfill the requirements for example, defending your PhD thesis or getting promoted to the rank of professor. Or that's why we should think or rethink where are we going to publish our papers and research. Yeah, thank you.
We have 5 more minutes. If we have any other questions or comments.
We have a comment. Yeah, we have a comment from AC saying we need some advices. Can you conclude with some advice?
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We would love to know what kind of advice do you need, and we would love to schedule a consultation with you and talk about it in more detail. We would be happy to share some general advice now, if you ask us about what kind of advice you need. But ultimately, advice isn't enough, right? We want to be able to work with you on your writing, look at your writing, right? Look at what you're doing. If you are a teacher designing a writing class or revising or redesigning a writing class, or if you are a professor trying to start a writing center in your institution, or if you are a professor looking to publish or a graduate student looking to write a thesis, we want to see your work and what you're doing and your exact circumstances, because that's when we can give you really helpful strategies that can address your local and specific and unique challenges, and that therefore will increase the chances of successful academic writing, successful publication, successful initiatives, right? So please reach out to us, and schedule a consultation, and we'll be happy to give you more detailed and customized advice.
Well, there is another question.
Yeah, thank you. What's the strict minimum of information we can begin the consultation with? The strict minimum is a desire, right, to work on a writing project of some sort, right? You don't have to have anything prepared. We are happy to work with you to prepare something, right? So if you are a master's student or a PhD student or a professor, whether you are looking to publish or write a thesis or write a paper for a class, or if you're a teacher looking to redesign a writing class or start a writing center, all you have to do is tell us which one of these categories you fit into and tell us what you want to do, and we would be happy to give you readings or discuss ideas and projects, and maybe share with you names of researchers in that area, share with you readings to read in different topics. You don't have to have a full paper written to schedule a consultation, right? All you have to do is be a master's student taking a class or doing a thesis, or a PhD student working on a thesis, or a professor looking to publish, or a PhD student or master's student looking to publish or redesign a writing class, or initiate an EMI initiative, or start a writing center initiative. And we'll be happy to work with you to brainstorm, to make outlines, to mentor you, to tell you what important information you should keep in mind about how to choose a journal, how to prepare yourself for a conference, for example, how to prepare yourself, maybe how to prepare your research portfolio for being on the job market, etc. Right? So, yeah, hope that helps. You're welcome. Thank you.
We have a
Dr.
comment from Dr. Ali Ragoub, who is one of the board of directors of INAS.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ali, and thank you for your support of the OWL. And yeah, of course, thanks everyone here. Thanks to the OWL team, and thanks to the INAS support team and the INAS board for all your support and volunteering and contributions. This is a team project. It requires a lot of resources, and we really look forward to working with you all to work to fruition. And feel free to reach out to us with any further questions by email. Maybe Sanat, we could share in the chat email for Ines for anyone who may want to reach out to us after the webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Kamal and everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Algerian Online Writing Lab, AOWL, is a free access center that offers synchronous Google Meet or asynchronous Google Documents consultations for people who seek help in their writing. At AOWL, you can find guidance on general academic writing, including different types of writing like essays, reports, papers, and dissertations. With AOWL consultants, you can discuss any step of the writing process or review a piece of writing in progress. At AOWL, you can also access our online resources to support your academic writing needs and development, including videos, interactive tutorials, and reference documents. In this way, AOWL's mission is not to edit or produce correct papers for its clientele, but to help you become better, more self-confident, and effective when in writing.